Hey guys, Jaoude here with ClashSwag.com. First off, just as a reminder, if you like what you see in these videos, please subscribe and link above to ClashSwag.com. If you go on that site and register, you'll be getting email info about our clans and our clan-only tournaments. One thing that's great about ClashSwag.com is all our tournaments are clan-only. Passwords are only given out through email through people who are registered. We have daily tournaments, weekly tournaments, and giant monthly tournaments, so please sign up. So this video is a teaser video for my Golem deck. I'm hoping that this will eventually be a series, but the point of this video is just to show you what the deck is and a couple games I played with it for you to see how to use it. I'm hoping that eventually in the other parts of the series I'll talk more situationally on how to use the deck in specific instances and how to counter common metagame problems in decks that we face. Hey everyone, so today I'm going to show you a deck that I've been using probably for about 2 weeks now. I've won a couple of 30 card and 60 card tournaments with it, and recently I just reached a new high score of 35-26 trophies with it. So it's a really powerful deck and I really like it. So this deck is a Golem deck, and the biggest thing to note about this deck is that if you're going to use it in Legendary Arena, I would really recommend you have the deck as is. So basically the idea of this deck, as you're going to see in the video, is that the Golem is going to be your push card, your tank, and all the rest of the cards are support. So these 5 over here, the Golem, Fire Spirits, Goblins, Fire Spirits, Princess, Poison, and Ice Wizard, they're going to be your defense and support. The biggest strength in offense comes actually from the mini P.E.K.K.A. itself. So once all their troops are distracted on your Golem, your Ice Wizard can slow down the troops to help keep your Golem alive, and your P.E.K.K.A. is going to go around, kill the troops, and then make it to the tower. Once your P.E.K.K.A. gets a hit or two on the tower is going to basically go down from the Golem and the Poison. So some people may be wondering what other substitutes you can use in this deck. So if you're in Legendary Arena, I think the Ice Wizard and Princess are very important for this deck. If you only have one of the two, or you can only buy one of the two in your store and you want to run this deck, I would really use the Ice Wizard. The Ice Wizard is really important for the defense of this deck because, as you see, we don't have a cannon, so you need to be able to stop things such as Hog and Royal Giant, and Ice Wizard really minimizes their damage. The Ice Wizard's also really good on offense because by slowing down a lot of the troops, it'll help your Golem live longer and allow your P.E.K.K.A. to take little to no damage from the troops that it's killing on the way to the tower. So let's say you don't have the Princess and Ice Wizard, or some of your cards aren't as strong. What other cards could you use in this deck? So one card you can use is Zap. Zap would come in handy for minion hordes and a lot of small troops here and there, and just to, re-distract the tower from going and attacking your P.E.K.K.A. Zap can also be useful if you play against a lot of Inferno towers, which I have been earlier in the week, but I haven't been so much the last 2 days. So Zap would be something I would consider. And then the other two cards I would consider if you don't have the legendaries or you don't like Fire Spirits would be minions, because they can do a lot of damage, and the fact that their air will help you be able to get a lot of positive trades and keep them alive while the Golem's there. And the cannon. Just having some sort of defense in your deck is always better to negate some damage or not. But otherwise, the deck works pretty well as it is. Fire Spirits, I really love the card. I think they're great against Barbarians when they're attacking your Golem, or if they push with Barbarians, Minion Horde, or anything. Let's say it kills your Golem, it's coming back to the other side. You'll always get a +3 trade out of them, and when they're really high level, they do plenty of damage. So as you can see here, 186, so almost 560, 570 damage just from the 3 of them, and those can do splash damage, they can hit the tower. They're also really useful to kill things such as princesses, musketeers, and one trick, I don't know if you'll see it in this video, but one trick that I really like with them is putting them in the center and sort of drawing out the P.E.K.K.A. or the Valkyrie, especially the mini P.E.K.K.A., to the center, and then your 2 towers will kill the mini P.E.K.K.A., and it's a lot better than goblins because people will try to zap your fire spirits, but by then they'll already hit and have drawn the P.E.K.K.A. and people will waste zap. If you use goblins, people have a little more time to get a good zap in there. So I'm going to show you guys 4 replays of this deck, 4 games I played in a row. I thought they were of a good variety and against some good meta Royal Giant decks to show you how to beat them. The biggest thing this deck can struggle with is Inferno Towers and sometimes minor decks. If someone's really good at defense, they'll play defense and try to, survive the push and just chip you away before the end of overtime. But usually this deck can beat pretty much any deck that I've run against. It's very strong against Royal Giant decks, which is why I like it since everyone seems to be running Royal Giant. So let's get into some games and hopefully you'll end up using this deck. Okay, so we have the first game here. And this is more of a weak opening hand. I do like having the pump out, but I wish I had some sort of a Fire Spirits or a Legendary that you can use to play defense with and cycle. So the trick with this deck isn't necessarily like most Golem decks. People wait to use Golem in the last minute. The biggest thing with this deck is once you have Elixir advantage, you're going to want to start dropping your Golem. So here, after he fireballed my Elixir pump and placed his, I felt like I had enough of an advantage where I wanted to play Golem. One good part about pushing with Golem a little bit early is it sort of stalls their attack. They use a lot of Elixir to stop you, and you can sort of stalemate and progress closer to double Elixir, which is where this deck really shines. So as you can see here, I dropped the mini P.E.K.K.A. behind the Golem to go around and do as much damage as possible. But as I said, this first push was really just sort of a stalemate type push. So as you can see, I did get some damage on the tower, but in the end, the biggest thing was I was able to kill him in it. Another thing you gotta remember with this deck is that you don't have much damage outside of Golem push. You can always push with P.E.K.K.A. and Fire Spirits, but since you don't really have that, you want to try to get the Golem out as much as possible whenever you have the advantage. So 130, as I put the Golem down here, is usually a very good time to get your main push because it'll give you enough time to put all your troops behind, and then when double Elixir comes and your Elixir comes back from the pump, you'll be able to really support it. So again here, the biggest thing is going to be to watch how the P.E.K.K.A. stays alive and makes it to the tower while everything is still focused on the Golem. Even the goblins are going to the tower and doing damage, which is, again, a really big strength of the deck. One thing that I want to point out is notice that when the Golem dies, the P.E.K.K.A. ends up getting targeted because before the Golemites come up, they're still getting targeted. Before they get targeted, the P.E.K.K.A. is going to get targeted. So I'll touch on it later in the videos. But the trick is sometimes if your Golem is really low and you still don't have a P.E.K.K.A. up or you're about to drop your second P.E.K.K.A., you're going to want to wait until the Golem might start getting targeted before you drop your P.E.K.K.A. and your goblins. So with this deck, Poison has 2 main purposes. Of course, you want to use Poison with your push, and second, you want to really use it for defense. But one thing that I like to do, especially towards the end or the very beginning, is use Poison on the opponent's Elixir pump because, again, you're just wanting to stall for time. So that's really the idea with this deck. So I'm going to mute the game sound for the rest of these videos because the audio wasn't coming up well when I tried to record it live. So right here, this starting hand I don't like as much as the first hand, mostly because you don't have the pump ready and you don't have any legendaries for you to be able to cycle to get that pump. One thing about having the legendaries in your starting hand that's really good is that you can use them to cycle. So here I was planning sort of to cycle the goblins to get the Elixir pump down, and but I was waiting because I figured there might be a miner, which is really popular lately. What I should have done was put the P.E.K.K.A. down and the goblins up so the P.E.K.K.A. would have survived longer, but as I said, I was kind of hell-bent on putting on the goblins. So as you can see, this is a Royal Giant deck with the miner in it as well. The Golem deck is really good at stopping the Royal Giant because you have Ice Wizard, and then you can either place goblins or P.E.K.K.A. So one thing to be wary about when you do place the goblins on the Royal Giant is that they can easily get zapped or fire spirited or killed by Valkyrie's minions, etc. So really try to do the Ice Wizard mini P.E.K.K.A. The good thing is the Ice Wizard can stall for a really long time by itself just with the tower. So again here, a little bit unlike the other game, we're not finding a good opportunity to push, and that's okay. We just want to limit the amount of damage that he can do to our tower and keep making positive trades and hope we can get a good solid push at the end. So right now I'm thinking he could drop Royal Giant, but I could have waited on my Golem. If you saw my hand, I didn't really have anything good that could stop the Royal Giant, so I decided I'll just let the tower take some damage and put the Golem out there. That is totally okay with this deck. This deck is really capable of keeping a tower alive with very low cost as you're pushing. And then once you kill the other tower, you can start attacking the second tower while I try to kill the last one. So as you can see here, this is why the P.E.K.K.A. excels in this deck. So while the Musketeer and the Tower and the Princess and everything are focused on the Golem, the P.E.K.K.A. can go around and kill the Barbarians, the Goblins, pretty much anything. Poison will take care of the small troops, P.E.K.K.A. takes care of the big troops, and then it's going to make it to the tower and get a kill. So one strategy that you need to use with this deck is you can't get too complacent in trying to play defense, especially near the end in double elixir. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to set the Golem up on the left side to start pushing, but I'm going to defend the right side. Now I don't think I'm going to stop him from, killing the right tower. He's got a Royal Giant, it doesn't have a lot of health. But I don't want him to be able to use the Miner or any small troops like the Princess to kill that last tower. I want him to play Royal Giant. Because that way he'll waste the 6 elixir, and then as you can see on the left, all my troops are going to make it to the tower and kill it by the time he kills ours. So as you can see, the P.E.K.K.A. is absolutely great for the stack. The P.E.K.K.A. and Goblins just run around while everything is in poison and targeting the Golem. Okay, so we're going to watch the third match again. These were right after the first two that I played. I really like this starting hand because you start out with Elixir Pump, and it's one of the safest times to play it is near the beginning of the game. And you also have the Princess, which you can use if he decides not to play anything or he plays his own Elixir Pump. You can use the Princess to cycle through your cards and regenerate the Elixir, and she'll survive by herself. So right here, I don't play the Princess right away. Instead, opt to use the Fire Spirits because I'm thinking that he is a Miner, and if he puts that Miner on the Elixir Pump, he'll end up killing the Princess too. The Princess will target the Miner, and the minions will do a lot of damage to my tower. So one good part about if you use this deck with the dual legendaries is they are absolutely great for your defense. They cost little no elixir, and they can really stand up, the two of them on their own, for a really long time. So here you can see he put the Royal Giant all the way back. And when they do that, you don't really have any other way to generate offense except put your Golem. So I would definitely place your Golem. Your Golem's going to survive, and his Royal Giant is going to die from your P.E.K.K.A., and your P.E.K.K.A. can go around and then support your Golem. So it'll end up being a really positive trade. So as you can see here, all the Barbarians are attacking the Golem, which allows the P.E.K.K.A. with the support of the Ice Wizards to go around and slay everything and make it to the tower. Again, and when you have a big push like this, always take the advantage to play an Elixir Pump, because your push as itself, once the P.E.K.K.A. hits the tower, your push is usually sufficient to kill, if not almost completely destroy the tower. The one reason I like putting Elixir Pumps in those spots in between my king and the tower is that it forces them to play the Miner to the outside, and you can predict it, so you can easily put Goblins, because if they place the Miner anywhere else, it'll end up hitting the King's Tower, and that will be really detrimental for them if they activate your King's Tower really early. So again, like the other game, I'm going to defend this one tower and start my push on the next. I don't think that it's going to be a 2-crown win. I'm pretty sure I'll be able to stop that first tower, but by doing this push, it forces him to defend, and his offense is generated by the Royal Giant, which is 6 elixir. So if he's always defending, he's never going to have 6 elixir to play. So as you can see from that defense, we already have a pump up, and we're winning the Elixir match by quite a lot, because it takes a lot to defend the Golem deck in full push, even when he had those Barbarians up and everything. So it looks like this match we're going to hold on for the one tower. I placed the other Golem on the right just in case. If that tower wasn't, if let's say that tower on the right was at full health, I would recommend playing your Golem in front of your weakened tower, so any troops that come to attack it will be hitting the Golem instead of the tower. Just to continue off that last point for a quick few seconds. One thing about playing that Golem in front of your tower to absorb damage, it's really good unless they have Royal Giant. If they have Royal Giant, you might have just wasted 8 Elixir, so it's better to put it on the other side, which is why I did it in this case, not just because the tower was low, but also because I was playing a Royal Giant deck. So this was the 4th game that I played for today. I like this starting hand because, again, you have the 2 legendaries, which are great to cycle and get your Elixir Pump. I do wish the Elixir Pump was at least the next card. I don't know how far down it's in my deck at this point. So if you really want to, you can always play the Princess and try to recoup the 3 Elixir. But again, with this deck, you want to wait for double Elixir because that's when you're the strongest. So you want to definitely stall here. I liked placing the Princess at that top of the play because when they put their Princess back like that, you can kill their Princess, get some damage in the tower, and your Princess will either survive or they'll waste some Elixir to play some other cards there. So luckily he didn't have Zap, and that just goes to show you how strong the Ice Wizard and Goblins can be if they don't have the right cards to counter. Even if he zapped my Goblins, Ice Wizard would have been able to keep the Royal Giant from doing too much damage to the tower. So again, I've not put an Elixir Pump up yet because it was like so late in my deck stack. But we had a good enough Elixir advantage where I figured, again, let's try to stall for some time and get a good push ready. So as you see here with Poison Spirits, Fire Spirits, or Poison, Fire Spirits, and Princess, the Golem's going to end up doing a lot of damage and make it to the tower. You didn't even need to drop the Mini P.E.K.K.A. So although usually you want to drop the Mini P.E.K.K.A. In your deck, if they played Barbs like that and they waste a lot of Elixir on like Barbs and Princess and, you know, cards like that, just go with what you have. Okay, so as you can see now, I'm going to be waiting for his Royal Giant to pop up. I could have played this a little bit better by playing the Goblins first to make sure that they sort of attracted his Goblins or played the Goblins off to the side, and then once they were engaged, play the P.E.K.K.A. to the right. With this deck, it's really important to know your card placement, but even if you lose a tower with this deck, do not fear. You will be able to easily recover it, and that's why this is one of the games that I did want to end up showing you. So one thing you can notice here that he's doing that's making a big mistake is he's wasting 3 Elixir on that Princess, when that Princess, all she's going to do is target my Golem and then die in poison. So if you're ever playing a deck like this, you don't want to use Princess in that way. So yeah, we saw another kill there without the Mini P.E.K.K.A. Which, again, if you have a level 3 Golem with poison, it will do a lot of damage if it makes it to the tower. So here when you're this late in the game, you're going for last push, you don't want to play Elixir Pump. You want to make this Golem count. Because he's got Royal Giant, he's going to be able to target your other tower. So the goal here is just push as much offense as you can and prevent him from getting up Royal Giant. Again, the Mini P.E.K.K.A. has almost no health, but that is okay because it's not getting targeted by either tower, and that lets the P.E.K.K.A. make it all the way through. And that, you can see, is a way to win with 2 towers, even though all my other games were only 1 tower. So thanks for watching the video, and I hope you guys subscribe. Go to clashswag.com. I'm going to put the link back up in the description and on the video. And please register. You'll get some emails from our tournaments, and make sure you put the name Jaoude in the comments. Thanks.